All right, so we've been giving you updates on this particular Shatta Wale's Eoco arrest, and today there's something new which is also coming into play here. Yesterday night we told you Shatta Wale has been detained by Eoco. This morning the management have spoken, but one person now among Casa in all of this, Eoco, the organization and the whole center of all of this argument. Now Eoco is coming out with more bombshell revelation, insisting, say, their arrest of Shatta Wale is justified, and then they believe that this whole criminal string course on Shatta might one way or the other be involved in it. Even if he's not involved, he may be benefiting of the proceeds of these whole criminal enterprises. Now, same way by, and definitely there are questions among Phobisa say, is this more from a political perspective? So, okay, Shatta Wale spoke bad about Raymond Aka, who is the Eoco boss, and I said Eoco is just doing their investigation, and then Shatta Wale has really been indicated or perhaps been implicated in all of these criminal things. Before I bet to us, we want to put something on the screen. Shatta Wale did mention something. Or should I say, Raymond Aka told me if I didn't want to go down with Kwabena Edubwai, I should tell him where he keeps his cars. I didn't know anything about it. Now, the whole thing, according to Shatta Wale, Eoco stormed his house with guns. So the argument, quote unquote, with Eoco, and the conversation Eoco had with Shatta Wale was that they believe the Lamborghini was sold to Shatta Wale by Kwabena Edubwai, who is facing criminal indictment for his role in the Israel Ghana contract scam, internet scammer. Menoka said he's been going to court each and every time. So they believed, say, according to Shatta Wale, Eoco believes, say, the Lamborghini yeton Emma Shatta and Shatta Wale, it was from the camp of Kwabena Edubwai. And even far from that, Kwabena Edubwai, he evaded taxes on the cars. So he ships the car at low cost, and because he's the boss, the former boss, he was the former boss of the National Signals Bureau, he sells it to people and make huge money off of it. I mean, my example, a typical price of Lamborghini will be between $500,000 to $1 million and even above. Okay, but then if Kwabena Edubwai evaded taxes on that car, even if it is used, and a price near around $300,000 or the price is definitely going to be perhaps the same. It will be to me the $100,000 at or so. Whereas if there were taxes on it, he will have to sell the car approximately ×2, because you have to pay taxes of like $200,000 more and sell it at a profit. But then he brings the car, doesn't pay taxes, doesn't pay duties, and he sells it at a low cost to these artists. And they believe Shatta Wale had a hand to do with it. But then Eoco is saying, sir, this whole thing is not about Kwabena Edubwai and co. It's about one guy who has already been arrested in the United States of America. He's facing an imprisonment charge in the US. He will be in prison for almost 84 months or so. So, and yet about a year Kwabena Edubwai cry. Now, in aid of all of this, Eoco has brought out a lengthy letter detailing what is really happening. Now, this particular press release details exactly the sequence of events. So now, as we put it on the screen, or share the heading here. Clearly, they are talking about what is really going on. Osha has here, or say, Charles Ni Ama Mensah Shatta Wale interrogated and granted bail. So now they are confirming that indeed Shatta Wale, for one reason or the other, has been interrogated, and then he has also been granted bail. Now, you share the beginning of all of this, and I say in Sama or Moka in this whole thing. Or say, Charles Ni Ama Mensah Shatta Wale was invited by Eoco to assist in investigations surrounding a 2019 Lamborghini Eros, a car identified by the FBI and the U.S. Justice Department as proceeds of a $4 million crime involving one Nana Kwabena Amwa, a Ghanaian who is currently serving jail in the U.S. So as you said, this whole car, according to the Ghana police, and also Eoco, is coming from a particular guy. Already he's facing charges. He's been charged or convicted of criminal offenses. Tiskana or fraud or the tour car not toy and any BD Shatta Wale. Now, as we move further, it will be very interesting for you to know Shatta Wale did say something in the course of the interrogation. First he was saying that the car was not from a Dubai or so toy or importier. But then when they interrogated him further, he said the car is from the streets. So that made Eoco detain him. I say the investigation forms part of a larger investigations regarding possible co-conspirators in the 4 million crime which occurred in the US involving some Ghanaians and recoveries of the proceeds of crime. Following requests from the FBI and the US Justice Department of Eoco to track the vehicle and conduct local investigations with respect to uncovering possible co-conspirators in Ghana, Eoco began looking for the vehicle until it was identified and seized in or around May this year in the possession of one Charles Niama Mensah. So now Eoco is saying, sir, this whole car no a brand and I can have no a bra a convicting is say indeed so Bonnie at the abon he's guilty no then Abane say okay if he's guilty of fraudulent charges then Sikano nya or did to properties in was see a genie by force. Now then did he return you're returning to United States of America. You bet ton your property here down, you bet ton Ghana. Na infasono and a scano ye dia akoma FBI na FBI one more or more lose or money in the first string or US no they will do something for restitution. So basically usika ko dim wa fraud on the idea you bet ton the properties near this kind even if you don't get all of it now when you're part of it crowd it is something. So in aid of that, one Lamborghini Eros, which belonged to this particular said man, omu tracking and because FBI says I can Ghana. To omu tracking omu says I can indeed no Ghana, but then it is registered in the name of one Charles Niama Mensah, which is Shatta Wale. So I say on August 15, 2025, at a United States District Court of the Eastern District of Kentucky Central Division of Lexington in a criminal case of the United States of America versus Nana Kwabena Amoah. Now, Nana Kwabena Amoah is a person here involved here. Apparently, he was a fraudster. Scanonia or the tall Lamborghini, Shatta Wale. So I want you to keep that in mind. Versus Kwabena Amoah issued an order for fitting substitute assets of the Lamborghini Eros in question, authorizing the U.S. government to take possession of the said vehicle in Ghana as restitution for the crime. So as I'm saying, after the case now, one of the agreements was for him to restitute. In restituting, let's say, home, abroad, wherever, it needs to be sold and the money needs to be given back to the people and normally victims of this whole criminal string. On August 5, 2025, following the public claim by Charles Niama Mensah that he purchased the car at a price of $150,000 from an unidentified party, Eoco issued an invitation to Charles Niama Mensah to report on August 13, 2025, which appointment was rescheduled to August 20th at 10 a.m. to assist with the investigation. Counsel of Charles Niama Mensah indicated at Eoco offices that they would prefer to report at 11 a.m. Eoco adjusted its schedule to align with time. Shortly before 11 a.m., Counsel of Shatta Wale called Eoco to claim that his client was not available and that he was also busy. Eoco indicated to Counsel that he and his clients were expected to report at a scheduled date. So basically, Omo Pache said initially, the invitation to Shatta Wale was somewhere on the 5th of August. But when we say after the 5th of August, we saw a whole lot of crash course. So the whole party NDC and the whole government was in mourning. So they rescheduled the 20th of a year. August 2025. Into 20th, and now Moka say we'll see a meeting Shatta Wale 11 a.m. Subsequent Shatta Wale can so my busy and almost rescheduled time rescheduled time a board by somewhere in the afternoon. Shatta Wale lawyer said first Shatta Wale busy until my mom said no there be Shatta Wale you can't be busy because we made time. If you don't come we would arrest you. So this a continuous part of the whole thing. Or say Charles Niama Mensah arrived at the office at around 3 p.m. and insisted he was not going to cooperate until his counsel arrived at a right which he is entitled and was accorded him. Eoco investigators and Charles Niama Mensah waited for 11 a.m. till 5 p.m. before his counsel showed up. Incidentally, Eoco's closing time It's 5 p.m. Nevertheless, Eoco staff and the entire operation team chose to carry on the interrogation and ended around 9 p.m. Officers eventually left the office around 11 p.m. So, because of Shatta Wale, the lateness no buy, or buy any so okay, can't provide papers near the end Shatta Wale so on casa unless his lawyers are present. And subsequently, lawyer ne buy na bisa na to na sene time no idia kwa 9 p.m. Even though you go some 0.5 no mo twa ma no bo 9 ama echi kra time ni idia ekopem 11 p.m. Also, Nyama Mensah was granted bail around 9 p.m. shortly after investigation ended. He was granted a bail of 10 million Ghana cedis with 2 sureties. Once the sureties are presented, hopefully this morning, Eoco will undertake surety inspection, which is standard protocol after Nyama Mensah will leave. After that, Nyama Mensah will leave custody. So they are saying, after 11 p.m. interrogation, they end the Omuma Shatta Wale a bail of 10 million Ghana cedis with 2 sureties, and after Shatta Wale basically will perhaps meet up with the bill requirements, no, ebejano anopay. So far, Nyama Mensah has been unable to identify the person from whom he purchased the said Lamborghini Eros vehicle, except to say he purchased it from the streets and from someone possibly called Zach, who may have contacted him on WhatsApp, but whose identity he does not know and whose contact he has thrown away. So now Shatta Wale is saying, okay, the person who actually told him, got in contact with him to buy the car, is one guy friend is Zach, but then basically he's from the street. So Shatta Wale really got in contact with this guy and bought the car. Okay, provide us with the contact of this Zach person in question. Shatta Wale said the Zach person in question, no, the contact now no one watching. So Shatta Wale himself, no, I don't know, but I think he's implicating himself in all of these cases. You betcha no on one a bit blow horn. You invite no so no he's because of say of talk $150,000 or document. Now provide the document you don't have. Show the person who sold the car. You are saying from one guy Zach who need the contact, or him he's from the street. So Shatta Wale Obeka said he's not making his case really nice at all. Or say so far Nyama Mensah does not possess any documentation in terms of receipts or transfer of documents he shows he owes or purchased the said vehicle, except a custom declaration document in his possession bearing the name of Nana Kwame Amwa, who is currently in jail. So this basically destroys the whole Shatta Wale argument. You say the person in action or no, you don't know him, you've not seen him, but then the documents are Ukutan, the sole document to that particular Lamborghini Eros, no, it shows that the whole car basically, was registered in the guy's name. He bought it from the street from a certain guy called Zach, or I've lost his contact. I bought it from Nipana if I'm not say he's from the street. So Shatta Wale is basically not giving any, and the only documents links it to this Nana Kwame Amwa, who has been indicted and convicted in the United States of America for criminal charges. So clearly, things are not really going on well for Shatta Wale at all. But then we are learning, he will be granted bail very soon. And yes, you need indemnity. Definitely, we'll give you more updates on this issue as more of it arrive.